Greetings, fellow Viltrumites, and welcome back to the channel. And hooey! Another year, another season of Invincible has come and gone. And goddamn, we got a lot to talk about, and I got so many memes to shoehorn into this video for absolutely no fucking reason.
Oh, God, this is like the thing with Mom. This is about you, not him.
I made too many mistakes, Mark.
Look, I'm not sure you
But let me address the main elephant in the room. Where have I been for the last couple weeks? Essentially, all I'm going to say is that as a college student, there is a terrible time of year where we are subjected to nothing but torment, finals, you may call it as, and it was horrible this year. It was very, very horrible. So then when I finally got to making this video, because this is round 2, I want to say right now, I filmed the last video, and I was about to go edit it, and I skimmed through all the footage, and I said, Jesus, I sound so goddamn depressed. Like, I sounded like someone had shot my dog right in front of me while recording. So here we are, second try. Hopefully I'm gonna sound a little bit less depressed in this video. But before that, let's get serious for a moment, gentlemen and women alike, if you're watching this video. Amazon, I gotta say, man, you usually hand out the L's, you usually make terrible decisions. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like that horrible War of the Worlds movie, I don't even know why that was greenlit. But honestly, Amazon, you have made me a very happy man the last couple weeks. I won't lie, because you dropping back-to-back peak for the last 3 weeks on the same day, Amazon. Like, you shouldn't have. Like, oh. And if you're wondering what that other peak thing is, The Boys, I will be talking about in the future. So stay tuned for that if you're excited for a review of The Boys as well. But we're not here for that, okay? We're not here for that. We're here to talk about... And we have a very important question to ask. Is Invincible Season 4 peak? That's what we're gonna get into today. But in this season of Invincible, we follow Mark directly after the events of Season 3, where he's going through a lot of dilemmas as he starts to question if he's becoming too much like his father, while in the background a war is brewing between the coalition of planets and the Viltrum Empire, led by Alan the alien and a now reformed Omni-Man, who are searching for allies across the galaxy to help them in their fight against the Viltrum Empire. So Mark locks in for the fight of his life as the leader of the Viltrum Empire emerges, Thrag. That's all I'm going to say at the moment, but I do want to say this video is going to have spoilers peppered throughout the entire video, so if you're not wanting to get spoiled for Invincible Season 4, if you haven't watched it already, this probably isn't the video for you. I'd recommend going to watch it and then coming back because this is a good video. We're going to have a lot of fun here. But man, where do I start? Invincible Season 4. Whew, this is going to be pretty obvious. This is going to just come off like me glazing Eric Kirkman for like 20 minutes, right? If the video's 20 minutes, who knows? This season, it's really good, man. Like, if you were really expecting me to come in here and tell you that this season of Invincible was bad, you gotta keep dreaming, man. Like, it's not happening. This show is just so consistently solid and great that I can't say it's bad. It's amazing. It's a great show, and it keeps you so excited for the entire season, and I was just so pumped for every episode's release. It deadass had some of the highest highs of the whole show, but also, unfortunately, and we will get to this, had some of the lowest lows of the entire show, which is pretty unfortunate, but we're gonna get straight into that because I feel like that's the most obvious thing that I feel people are gonna talk about, and that is the animation. Here we are, we're talking about Invincible animation. I'm so excited, as you can tell, because I'm gonna be honest, and I'm not just saying this to glaze, I'm not saying this to be that guy. The animation, it really doesn't bug me. I know, it's hard to believe. It really doesn't. Like, I get it. I genuinely do get it. I get people where they're coming from when they say that they want this show to look consistent. They want this show to look fantastic every single episode. I get it. And if that means giving the animators some more time to cook, I'd be more than happy with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. But as it stands right now, I really don't see it as that big of an issue. Like, I understand concerns, but it really doesn't bug me when I'm watching it, surprisingly. I don't know if it's maybe because I'm not looking out for it. I know some people look out for it. It sticks out like a sore thumb for them. And I've definitely noticed it, but it doesn't really ruin the experience of watching the show because the writing and the characters are just so interesting and intriguing. I just get sucked up into it, and I really don't really take in anything else. And then when there's a big, beautiful action scene, because there are some in terms of animation. Some shit looks absolutely gorgeous, and if people want to fight me on that, I will fight them on that.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
But that Conquest rematch, oh my friggin' god, guys, that was amazing. That was so good. Like, if you thought that the first Conquest fight was good and brutal, oh my god, wait till you see the second one, because, like, I'm gonna say this. I was watching this with a friend. When that episode came, I could not describe the tension and the atmosphere in that room. Not for the sake of, like, oh, this is so badass, because it was badass. But when Conquest started to turn Mark's insides into spaghetti and pull it out painfully for a solid, it felt like an hour, I'm gonna be honest. Happy birthday to you. That may have been the most disturbed I've ever been watching an animated show, or animated anything for that matter. It's hilarious. I can watch any of the Terrifier movies and I feel nothing. Like, I'm like, oh, that's gross. I feel nothing though. Every Saw movie, I don't give a shit. Half of them are boring as hell. But as soon as it gets to this, I genuinely, like, have a gut reaction, which is to vomit.
Step back, I think I'm gonna vomit!
I really don't want to overstress it, but it really bothered me in the best way possible, though. It was so good. And I think it seems like that where the animation actually looks really good. And there are other moments like that too, like Thrag, and all of Thrag's fight scenes I thought were really good, honestly, for the most part. I thought the entire squid invasion in the second episode, I believe, like, it didn't look absolutely amazing, but it still did the job. It was good. Like, I enjoyed it. And maybe to bring some structure to this video, going off of that, let's just talk about some of the negatives of this season, because there are a couple. First and foremost, I think that episode 4 of this show, which is just called Herm, that episode kind of blew ass. And that's the first time I've ever said that about an Invincible episode. I don't really like that episode. And to be honest, I think that's the common sentiment among everyone, and it's why it's the lowest rated of the entire show's history. And I do think it's unfortunately pretty deserved, even though we are graced with the amazing vocal performance of one Bruce Campbell. Which I'm gonna let you guys on a little secret. Bruce Campbell is one of my favorite actors ever. Maybe my favorite actor ever. So you get brownie points for that. But even with that, this episode still was pretty mid. Even though it does kind of have its moments, I like the part where Invincible just keeps kicking Volcanica. That was pretty funny. But honestly, this whole subplot going on with Hell coming back up to Earth and something to do with Damien Darkblood, I mean, like, it's cool seeing him again, but that whole story arc, I'm just not very interested in it. Maybe that could change with future episodes, and hell, it probably will change, but I did want to address that. I don't think that episode and that whole story arc that the show is setting up is necessarily very interesting. And my next thing I will say, I don't even know if this is necessarily a negative on the show itself, but more just like personal bias, because I don't really understand the hype, and that's Tech Jacket. I don't really care about Tech Jacket, which is interesting because I heard everyone talking this character up like, oh my god, it's gonna be the coolest thing ever, like, I can't wait for Tech Jacket. And listen, I'm not gonna go on about all the things they changed in the comics and how Tech Jacket is a girl now opposed to a man like he was in the comics. I don't care. That's a non-factor. I truly do not give a shit that they changed the gender of the character and slightly changed things from what I understand from the comics. I don't care. But you know what the thing is about this character? I don't really understand why she's there. Like, I understand she's a capable fighter, and they've previously established that this character is competent and can hold her own against Viltrumites, even if the Mark variants were weaker versions. Like, she doesn't really do anything. She doesn't really hold her own at all in this season. Like, there are multiple points where she's just running for her life. She doesn't know what to do.
Oh my god. Miss, can you help us? Help!
Stop yelling at me!
And she doesn't really even get a whole lot to do in terms of, like, actually really cool fights. Like, she doesn't really do anything. The only time when she actually does something is because she is given something to help her against the Viltrumites, but it's not her own. Like, any character could have done what she did, in my opinion. Like, there's one part in the show, and I want to reference it, is when they get a toxin that can severely take away the powers of the Viltrumites, makes them very easy pickings, and Alan just started punching them through the heads and stuff. As cool of a scene as that is, and as important as that was, and how that really did help their fight, any other character could have done that. Any other character. They could have given that gun, dart thing to Space Racer, and he probably would have hit every single goddamn Viltrumite in that battlefield. But then they gave it to Tech Jack, and she, like, missed half the shots. So, like, I don't understand why she's there. Even though I don't mind her character, I really don't. I like her personality, and I actually really like her relationship with my goat, Alan the Alien. But besides that, I just kept wondering to myself, why is she there? What makes her so special that she needed to be in this war opposed to other heroes? But happily, those are the only things I really didn't like about this season. Like, everything else, I really thought was exceptional, with multiple highlights scattered throughout the entire season. And in particular, my first thing I really liked about this season, and was actually really impressed by, was the character work, specifically surrounding Mark and Nolan this time around. Like, there's some really deep and interesting stuff in here. And starting off, I'll start with Nolan. He's going through a bit of an arc this season where he's slowly becoming a good guy. He's atoning for the things he did in his past, and he's trying to get everyone to accept that I'm good now, I'm trying to do better, and he's going to apologize to everyone in his life who he wronged, including Debbie and his family. And this brings me to one of my favorite scenes probably of the entire season, where Nolan finally apologizes to Debbie. This is such a great scene in my opinion. I loved this scene. The writing was fantastic. The voice acting was honestly phenomenal. Like, my god. Like, Sandra Oh did an amazing job. Like, wonderful stuff. Just the raw emotion in her voice conveys this scene so well, and the heartbreak she went through when Nolan did all of this crazy shit on Earth years ago. It was done so well. And honestly, I really didn't know how to take this arc from, like, face value of when they were going to do this, because I knew he was going to turn good. And I was just like, how are they going to make this work? And what they've been doing in the show so far is just so good, and it makes complete sense. Like, it's not something that just happens out of nowhere. It's a gradual thing that extended to season 3 and has only gotten better with season 4. And it's great, honestly. And there's a whole bunch of different things about Nolan in this season I think that's really good. Like, I really like his relationship with Alan. There's an episode where they have to go find all these Viltrumite weaknesses. That was a great episode. I really liked that episode, and that's not just because it has one of the funniest moments in the whole show.
I've slept in far worse places than...
Alan, never change. I love you, man. But then also, I really like everything they were doing with Nolan and Oliver this season, where Nolan basically says, I didn't care about his mom. It was more or less something that just happened by mistake. I was suffering, I was going through something, and she was there for me, and I didn't really care for her at the end of the day, which is not true. But then they go through this little story arc where they're stuck on a planet, and Oliver and him are trying to become father and son, and that was another really great arc that I think they did really well. And going on to Mark, he had a lot of really great writing associated with his character as well. Like in the show, when Eve gets pregnant in the beginning of the season, and Mark goes out to space and he comes back and she's just depressed. She just straight up tells him, like, it's been a horrible time since you left. I got pregnant. I had to, unfortunately, get rid of the baby. I couldn't do it. And just everything surrounding that storyline was so emotional and honestly incredibly deep. Like, the writing in the show is something that needs to be studied. It's so good. It makes these characters feel so genuinely real, and their struggles feel so interesting. And with a typical superhero show, they have kind of delved into this idea of, like, you know, what superheroes do have consequences on the people around them. Look at Spider-Man. But what they do in Invincible is so interesting, because Mark's whole development as a character is one of an emotional journey where he's slowly learning that he needs to get used to things like this, where he's gonna go off to space and things are not gonna go his way on Earth, and things are going to happen directly because of him. And a lot of that, he's trying to go through that in his head, and that leads to a lot of, again, really good scenes, especially in that last episode where he's trying to cope with that. And I thought it was all insanely well done. And then moving on from Mark, let's get away from some of the emotional stuff, you know, all that boring stuff, even though it's not great. Let's talk about Thrag. Thrag was a big selling point this season. I was super excited to see what Thrag was gonna all be about and why people hype him up so much, and goddamn, I see it now. I understand the hype. This man was just like letting them hit him, and he didn't care. He was unfazed and unmatched 90% of the time when anyone did anything to him. Like, if that's not aura, I don't know what is. Like, I was flabbergasted. The part where Space Racer shoots his laser and it just barely misses him because he slightly moves out of the way and doesn't even flinch. He doesn't even flinch to a weapon that has literally killed, like, I forget how many it was. I think it was around 3 Viltrumites, just one shot dead. That is crazy. Like, and that one scene where he punches Omni-Man and, like, he creates, like, a windstorm and, like, punches him so hard that he just goes flying. I was like, oh my god, we're not winning this fight. And I think that's what makes his character, one, so opposing, but his whole mindset and his character in general, really interesting stuff. A very compelling villain. I really enjoyed him, even though at the beginning of the season, I do feel they kind of did him a little dirty with giving him this really weird obsession with this crusty-ass skull that everyone mocked him for. And everyone mocked him for his voice, and I wasn't one of those people personally. I thought the skull thing was pretty funny. But then he literally just shut everyone up in one episode and said, if you mock me again, I'm coming for your ass. Don't ever mock my voice again. And that is what I love to see. So goddamn good. And some of the shit he does in this season is crazy as well. Like, I don't want to just talk specifically about all the crazy shit that happened and have this video go on for an hour. But dude, when he kills Status and he just rips off his head effortlessly, dude, I was sitting there, oh Jesus, oh it's over. Or when he's chasing Mark in space, deadpan stare as he could have very easily killed him and gouged his eyes out.
He's chasing me? Oh my goodness, he's chasing me! Look at the Lord have mercy, I'm floating.
Oh my god, like, I have never been more nervous watching an animated show in my goddamn life. It was, wow, it was really good. It was super fun. I want to stop rambling for a second. I also want to say, Oliver, we need to keep Oliver away from every single fight going forward. What has he done besides get his ass kicked? Every single time bro says something like, oh, I'll be fine, I'll defend my brother, he ends up in a fucking coma.
Care of each other.
We will, Mom.
I'll keep Mark safe.
Like, he's dead. Like, he just gets eviscerated. Like, it's funny, but god, this character, I love him still. But god damn it, like, please. But all in all, man, like, that's all I really gotta say about this season. And this season alone just makes me so excited for future seasons of this show. Like I said, I do have a bit of knowledge where it comes to where this show is going, and I honestly can't wait. Especially after seeing this season and how it ended, too, with the Viltrumites being on Earth. Super, like, this is just some super cool shit. Like, I'm so excited. The show's future is just so damn bright, and I can't see that changing anytime soon. So, let's just quickly go into the ratings here for Invincible Season 4, where I'm just gonna skip right into it. I'm gonna give this show a 9 out of 10 all across the board. From a casual point of view, from a critical point of view, this show is just great. It's a very solid 9 out of 10. Some of the animation does leave a little bit to be desired, and there's one not good episode of this entire season, which is unfortunate. But god damn it, Invincible Season 4 is such a bloody and beautiful fight for the ages. And that takes us to the end of the review, my faithful viewers. Hopefully you enjoyed this review of Invincible Season 4, and if you're interested for more reviews from me, stay tuned for my review of Season 5 of The Boys coming up pretty soon when the show's over. And until next time, my fellow Viltrumites, I'll see y'all later.